proposal to lower the firefighter hiring age in Illinois has stalled after missing a key legislative deadline. State Representative Jed Davis sponsored the bill, which would allow 18-year-olds to serve as full-time firefighters. Current law requires firefighters to be at least 21. Supporters of a proposed Illinois millionaires tax face a deadline to get the measure before voters this fall. The plan would add a 3% surcharge on income over $1 million to fund property tax relief. Lawmakers must act soon to place the question on the November ballot. A federal appeals court says Illinois biometric privacy reforms apply to pending lawsuits. The Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals ruled the changes limit damages, not legal rights. The decision could reduce payouts in class action cases under state law. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Every 34 seconds, someone in America dies from heart disease. In that same time, you could be managing your heart health at home. With Cardia Mobile, the #1 doctor-recommended personal EKG device that detects atrial fibrillation and other arrhythmias in just 30 seconds. Unlimited readings from anywhere at a surprisingly affordable price. Order now at Cardia, KARDIA.com or Amazon. Because when it comes to your heart, seconds count.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Doubleheader action in Cleveland on Sunday. The Cubs shut out the Guardians 1-0 in the first game. Then the Guardians came back for a 6-5 win in the nightcap. C.J. Kafus homered and Gabriel Arias hit an RBI single in the 8th as Cleveland rallied back for the win. Up next for the Cubs, Reddy Jameson. Taillon starts the opener of a 3-game series at Tampa. The Rays will go with Shane McClanahan. The White Sox are 3-0 at home after Sunday's 3-0 win over the Blue Jays. Davis Martin tossed 6 innings of 4-hit ball. Miguel Vargas had an RBI triple. Ready Eric Fetty starts tonight at home against Baltimore. The Suns beat the Bulls 120-1.
Hello, everyone. I'm not hearing myself. It's better. Better still. Welcome into Big Top Sports. Doing it a little bit early here. Show is not going to start for another 3 minutes, but holy Smurf, what a weekend we got to talk about. Alongside in studio with me today, it is none other than Andrew Matamane Shad. So we're going to be talking, well, geez, White Sox sweep the Blue Jays. The Cubs sucked over the weekend. The Illini, unfortunately, got bounced from the NCAA tourney. We also had, Angel Reese is on the move from the Chicago Sky. And holy Smurf, the Bulls in the front office, or not really the front office, but fire AK and Mark Eversley. What?
Yeah, that was a shocker when I heard it. And I was just out at lunch like an hour ago when I heard the news, and I was like, okay, we're okay.
I mean, with the exception for myself, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, and boy, did they.
We'll get into that a little later. But
that was a rough weekend series against the Cleveland Guardians, but I mean, everything seemed to be like coming up aces today. Well, with the exception of maybe the Illini, losing on Saturday, but
right.
I mean, still. But I mean, okay, Angel Reese, I kind of thought that she might have been a little detrimental to the Chicago Sky. Well, she gone. She traded a couple of first-round picks coming back in, and I really am shocked that they went in the direction that they did as far as getting rid of Mark Eversley and Arturas Karnisovas. Holy SMURF. And
I'll let you
just,
unpack that one to start.
well, for as long as I can remember, well, not for as long as I can remember, but the last few weeks I've been, what the hell is the Chicago Bulls doing? Just straight up, what are they doing?
I think that all started at the trade deadline, didn't?
Well,
this whole "what are you doing" aspect with the Bulls.
Oh, it's so horrible, so bad. It's not even. Yeah, it's horrible.
I mean, it's. Can I say they're, my opinion, trying to tank the season to get a better draft pick?
I have no idea.
We have no idea. I hope that's not the case.
10 seconds until we're going live.
You know.
So, gonna pot up the music and all that fun stuff. So, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome into another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, now part of Fox Sports.
Yeah, how does that feel? Saying that one there, buddy.
It quite honestly, it feels a little surreal. And that voice that you hear,
I'm back, people,
is none other than Andrew Marty Man Shide. Welcome back in, Andrew. How you doing? Been a while.
It has been a while, and it's great to be back with you.
Fox Sports, baby.
Yeah, Fox Sports.
WRMN 1410 AM.
Oh, that is surreal to say.
It is a little surreal to say. And also, you know, this, if there was ever a show to get kicked off with the new programming here on WRMN 1410, Big Top Sports, myself, Derrick Geyer, Andrew Scheid, and I mean, what a wild, wacky, weird Monday mayhem that we are going to be progressing into here on the next couple of hours on WRMN 1410 AM. And the reason why I say this, okay, so in no particular order, just off the top of my head, because squirrels. So we've got the Chicago White Sox sweeping the AL, defending AL champions in the Toronto Blue Jays. Holy SMURF. You've got Ozzie Guillen, that his number is going to be getting retired later on this year, and that was pretty damn cool in and of itself.
Yes.
Let's see. You have the Cubs sucking over this weekend. I can't put it any other way.
Wait, and he texted me that too. He didn't say Cubs, show plan, one of the things Cubs performing poorly. He just blatantly said Cubs suck.
Yes. Hey, if I'm going to be bashing, the likes of, the Chicago Unbelievables end up firing Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley, Happy days are here again. Da, 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 da. Happy days are here again. There's that aspect of things. And I mean, did I already say Angel Reese was on the move? I don't even know if I said Angel Reese is on the move and the Chicago Sky traded her. So it's just, there's a lot of SMURF going on today.
You know, if we could say any show has been a true Monday Mayhem show, I think this is it. Because so much has happened today. It's hard to make sense of all of it, keep it in all our ducks in a row.
I want to take the positivity. I want to take the positivity of the Chicago White Sox. You will not be hearing the game for the Chicago White Sox today going up against the Baltimore Orioles because we will be playing the championship game for the NCAA men's basketball tournament. That will be coming up probably around 7:30-ish, 7:15 on these very airwaves here on WRMN 1410 AM. And as you were saying, the Chicago White Sox game for tomorrow has been moved from this original 6:40 start time to a 2:10 start time. I have not looked at the forecast yet, but my only guess could be that it's weather implicated. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. If our heads groundskeeper said game needs to be moved, you know the game needs to be moved. Yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, it's just, and I'm having a hard time because, you know, my brain is just a little too slow for myself sometimes. And the squirrels just happen to go all over the place. Man, so much to unpack, so little time. But if you want to be a part of this sporting conversation going forward, and I think what I will do and what we'll lead off with is, and then we also, squirrel. And we're also going to have Tony Tilo Lopez calling in at 5:30 this afternoon. Right. To talk about, well, the Ozzie Guillen jersey retirement, probably the Sox sweep of the Blue Jays. And, well, because he's a Chicago Bulls super fan. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. He loves his basketball. So we're going to be talking about that with Tony Tilo Lopez of the Parlay Podcast. But, whole lot of stuff to unpack. So if you want to get your thoughts off here on WRMN 1410 AM, Big Top Sports on Fox Sports. Yeah. That's going to take some getting used to, people, but we will get there. One thing I want to say, Derek, is I can't wait to talk this Ozzie Guillen jersey retirement because I was watching the game live when they did all this, and none of us had any idea what was happening. Mm-hmm. It was just a big hulking surprise to the whole. Yeah, it was just Scott Pasednik, who actually was on air and told him he opened the box. He didn't know what he was going to read. Ozzie Guillen thought, okay, they're honoring me. He honestly thought it was going to be another bobblehead. Yeah. He thought it was going to be another bobblehead. He's like, okay, another bobblehead. Then he finds out, okay, it's a jersey retirement. And Sox fans know how emotional Ozzie Guillen can get at times. Oh, sure. And he just got so emotional, and you could see just how much this means to him and how much this organization means to Ozzie Guillen. How much of his adult life he has given to the Chicago White Sox is just phenomenal, in my opinion. And, you know, he was the manager of my childhood. He is my favorite manager of the Chicago White Sox. I love his fire, and the way he managed was just awesome. So when I found out his jersey was being retired and being the first manager of the Chicago White Sox to have his jersey retired, that's pretty cool right there. That's pretty cool right there. And screw you, Tony La Russa. Dare I say that? took the winning
tear
years.
came out of my eye when I heard about that because it's well deserved for Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah, we'll get into that on the other side of the break. But if you want to be a part of this sporting conversation and this Monday Mayhem going forward, please feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And as always, you could see our lovely mugs on youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. That's youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the Susie C question of the day from the WRMN morning show, which is, what was the first beer you ever drank, and would you still drink that brand?
Okay.
What was the first beer you ever drank, and would you still drink it?
Okay.
You are of legal age,
yes,
right?
I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
Let's.
You look like a man-child, though.
I do look very young for my age. I will admit that. The first beer I ever had was a Heineken.
Okay.
And yes, I would definitely drink that again. I still drink them today. Yes.
Okay. My first ever beer, and I'm probably not, I'm not going to give out the age that I was at when I first drank it, because
I didn't do that either.
I think I was still in single digits at that particular moment in time, but hell, back in the day, that's a different time, and no seatbelts, all that stuff. You could hop around in the back seat of the car without getting in trouble. But my first beer, and no, I would not drink it ever again if there was other choices, Old Style.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea how people can still drink Old Style, and I don't even know how my dad or my cousins were able to drink Old Style back in the day. But irregardless, that was what I would, or that is what I grew up with. My first ever taste of beer. It kind of put a very bad taste in my mouth because it was so horrible. But regardless, anyway, you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here in WRMN, 1410 AM, part of Fox Sports, with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Scheid. And we will be back on the other side. Just getting into a little Ozzie Guillen retirement jersey. Back in a bit.
Is back or neck pain keeping you from living the life you love?
Mics are still up. We are on the YouTube. Cut it to commercial. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, Brendan? How you doing?
Oh, Bedu, nice to
Susie C.
Nice to hear from
house.
you, Susie.
Yeah, what was your first beer ever? Or I don't even know. But yeah. Okay, so I need to find this. Oh, there it is. So that'll be good. And then I've also got, so we're going to come back, Andrew, and having the production meeting on air here on the two of yous. Going to be coming back with the surprise. Ozzie Guillen is left speechless by the White Sox jersey retirement surprise.
And I will say this before we get back. I was left speechless. I didn't know what to think. I was stunned. I was like, wait, they're what? The where? The who now?
Well, I know for a long time, and especially, Ozzie, I remember a couple of instances last season where Ozzie Guillen was talking about how how he's been like handled or treated by the organization. Loves the Chicago White Sox.
He does.
But, if there was like ever another jersey retirement, it should have been him next. Well, surprise.
Yep, he's going up. I think, and now I could be wrong, so no one quote me on this, but I think the last jersey retirement was Mark Burley.
Okay.
I believe
that makes sense.
So. I believe so. Mark Burley was the last one. And like I said, well deserved. Very well deserved. Now, I will say this. Was Ozzie Guillen a Hall of Fame shortstop?
No.
No. But in the White Sox organization, was he thought of a White Sox Hall of Famer? Yes. In my opinion.
Oh,
yes.
Without a doubt. Well, we'll get into that, when we come back in about 30 seconds live on air. And, you know, the funny thing is, I don't even know if I should be saying, like, you know, whether or not we're a part of, like, Fox Sports.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have, like, a new moniker we use now.
Because I know this is, like, you know, WRMN, 1410, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And, you know, but, yeah, so I suppose I need to get that worked out with the powers that be. Coming back in 9, so I'm going to pod the commercial up and 5 seconds.
The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride.
Well, we don't need to get into all of that right there with the bottom of the hour rejoin. But you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, joining me in studio this afternoon. It is none other than Andrew, Mighty Man Scheid. And we are leading the show off a little long-windedly, but we are leading off with Ozzie Guillen and the surprise of him being in his jersey being retired.
I mean, like I said during the break, it was a surprise. It was a true surprise. I was stunned.
Hold on, Andrew.
All right, here with Ozzie Guillen, and hey, look who's with us, 2005 World Series hero, Scott Podsednik in the house.
I miss you, bro.
Good to be back.
That's awesome.
Good to be back.
That's
all right, so you're here on the set with us. You got a box. I have no idea what this is all about.
I don't know what this is about. I have been asked to read what is in this envelope right here. Without further ado, we're going to get right to it.
Okay.
Can you read?
If it's in English, I can read it.
Okay, because I can read English, Spanish, or any language.
Okay. I don't know what this is.
Now.
Well, we don't know what it is either. We're in suspense here.
Here, and the funny thing is, and I'll just get this out of the way, this is courtesy of CHSN with Chuck Garfien, Scott Podsednik, and Ozzie Guillen, obviously. As this is going on, and as the broadcast and the game is going on,
right?
You know, this is actually being played over the loudspeaker,
yeah, the PA system,
the PA system in the park. So little, you know, there with that.
The Chicago White Sox announce today that 2005 World Series winning manager Ozzie Guillen will be honored on Saturday, August 8th.
I know the bobblehead.
With a special ceremony retiring his number 13 uniform.
No way.
The shortstop, who played for 13 seasons with the White Sox, will be the 13th player in franchise history to have his number retired and first manager.
Oh, that is amazing.
Mr. Ozzie Guillen, your legacy will be forever etched.
Oh, my God. Where's my wife?
He's right here.
So, like I said, that was courtesy of CHSN, Chicago Sports Network. That was with Chuck Garfien, Scotty Pods, and Ozzie Guillen. And with that being said, Ozzie, quite emotional with that, and because he couldn't even fight back the tears, he was just overjoyed. And as we were talking during that short little break, I know last year he was, you know, he was talking about it. You said that Mark Burley was the last jersey to get retired, and Ozzie was asked, like, well, who's the next? And you know what? And I honestly think that it was Mike Napolitano of On the Rise that asked him, who is the next person or next jersey to get retired? And he basically went off and like, well,
it should
SMURF,
be me.
It should be me.
It should be me.
It really should be me. And oh my God. Mike Napolitano, if you are listening,
I was about to say, does he know this?
Call in.
Because I remember, because he posted that whole video of his interview with, him with Ozzy. And, yeah, I remember that now, too. But, well-deserved. And I was saying it during the break, and I said it earlier on the show, this is well-deserved for Ozzy. And I'm watching that again now, and I'm trying to fight back the tears because that was the manager of my childhood. That's the guy who I grew up, who brought my club a World Series and gave so much, like I said, gave so much of his adult life to this organization that, he loves this organization.
Yep.
And he will always love the White Sox and love their fans and what they do for the city of Chicago.
Well, to put it in perspective, it's because he has been with the Chicago White Sox for a very long time, starting out in '85 as a player, going all the way until, 1997. So 12 years with the White Sox as a player, and then finally retiring as a player in 2000 with the Rays. I believe it was the Devil Rays at the time. But regardless, his playing career, he's played in 1,993 games. He's, what is it? Where is it? Total RBIs, 619, 239, base on balls, homers. Well, he was never a very big power guy, but still. And then, after 88 years of not winning a World Series, being the guy that wins and manages that 2005 team to a World Series championship. Not only that, but the managerial record that he has from 2004 to 2011, okay, 524 win percentage. But more importantly, he got that ring.
He did.
The 2005 Chicago White Sox, the team that ESPN seems to overlook whenever they're talking about Chicago championships.
They do. And
bunch of assets.
As a White Sox fan, that upsets me. And I know most of the time I have to be unbiased, but that upsets me because they are a championship team. And
I'll admit this part. It makes me laugh, because yes, you all know out there that I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I make no bones about it, but at the same time, it also, the reason why it kind of makes me laugh is because it pisses off a lot of Chicago White Sox fans.
But it does, because that 2005 win really removed a dark cloud over the South Side's head, in my opinion, that being that 1919 Black Sox scandal.
Sure.
Till the 2005 World Series win was always looming over our head.
Yeah.
We were always called the Black Sox, and let's be honest, some baseball fans out there still do call us that.
Oh, sure.
And I don't think that they're ever going to escape that stigmatism, and it's going to be ingrained in baseball history forever.
Oh, well, without a doubt. But as we all know, time heals all wounds, if you will. And okay, Pete Rose, he passes away, and now all of a sudden his lifetime ban gets lifted.
And I'm okay with that, because here's what I always tell people. It was a lifetime ban, not a forever ban. They didn't say,
And it took his lifetime, and now he's pushing daisies, and now most likely he will be in the Hall of Fame, possibly. But even still, 88 years, that was probably one of the longest droughts, with the exception of the Chicago Cubs.
Yes. I think it was the Cubs, the Red Sox, and the White Sox who are the three who had the longest World Series droughts at that point.
And now it's the Cleveland Guardians, who took 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Sox Cubs. I don't even want to think about that right now, Chicago Cubs. But yeah, it's awesome that finally, there might be some burying of the hatchet between Jerry Reinsdorf and Ozzie Guillen. And, well, speaking of Jerry Reinsdorf, Well, another Reinsdorf who is making news. Well, we'll talk about that on the other side of this break. Bye-bye, AK. Bye-bye, Eversley. About time. You're listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410.
With your news flash.
Yeah, but as we continue the broadcast on the Tube of Views here on WRMN Radio, it's if there was ever a person that I thought was deserving and coming at it from a Cubs perspective or lens or whatever, and not really paying attention to the Chicago White Sox, hello ESPN, it would be Ozzie Guillen, because I remember watching that World Series run. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Not only was it a World Series run, but it was probably one of the best playoff runs ever.
Right.
Going 11-1.
Let's not negate the fact that when they got to the World Series in 2005, it only took them 4 wins to take down the Astros. There wasn't even the Astros winning a game. There was the White Sox came in, destroyed Houston, and that was the World Series in 2005.
Yep. And which is another reason why I cannot believe. No, I'll keep that up. Which is another reason why I cannot believe that, ESPN is so disrespectful of the 2005, Chicago White Sox. Even though now, they are on Good Karma Brands, ESPN 1000, their games are broadcast. We carry the games here on WRMN. And yes, I would love some tacos, Jeff.
Oh, those sound good right now.
Yeah. Hey, but Taco Tuesday is,
that's tomorrow, ain't it?
Well, yeah. But I love me some good eating taco. Wait, I love to eat me some good tacos. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's good for him, because it's almost like, if there was ever a player that you think of like right away,
okay,
or manager or a person regarding an organization that has led the organization and has kind of like been the face of an organization, even though he's on, doing pre and post game shows for the Chicago White Sox on CHSN.
Right.
It's him. And, people tune in for Chuck Garfien and Ozzie, because Ozzie's like, I don't give a Smurf. I'm going to tell it how it is. These guys are awful. They suck. Or because I've heard a couple of times last year, a couple of times the year before that, when they're, losing the losing streak, or not losing streak, but, the record games.
Yeah. No, here's the thing I watched the pre and post game for the Chicago White Sox for the fact of Ozzie Guillen is there, and he makes it so much more entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it does make it more entertaining. Because make no mistake about it, I think on Thursday's show of last week or whatever, I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not another 100-loss season. I can't. Because it was horrible. Those first couple of seasons, coming back in 2 seconds.
Done. Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Joining me in studio this afternoon, it is none other than Andrew Mighty Man Shad. And bottom last hour, we were talking about Ozzie Guillen getting his jersey retired. So that is a awesome thing. You know what else is an awesome thing that you could have knocked me over with a feather, Andrew?
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you.
But before we talk about what would have knocked both of us over with feathers, please feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That is 847-931-1410. Or you could also comment and view our lovely mugs on youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. That's youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. The Chicago Unbelievables have let go of Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley. I got to do it again. I got to do it, Andrew. Happy days are here again. Get the trash up out of here again. Happy days are here again. Okay, so they finally did what so many Bulls fans were looking for them to do over the course of the last at least 2 seasons. Okay. I've been talking about this since at least their putrid, well, they started off 5-1 on this NBA season, Chicago Bulls, winning 5-1, and then just absolutely having a nosedive. And then you go to the trade deadline. Oh, yeah, the winless February. Go to the trade deadline, and you have absolutely no communication with your head coach and Billy Donovan.
Right. And, you know, it's funny you say all that. I was just reading here. They were both hired in the 2020-2021 season around the front office. In 6 seasons, they went 224 and 254.
Yeah.
In 6 seasons. So
basically that means they suck.
Yes.
They sucked. But see, and in other news, North Carolina, and this will tie in, trust me. North Carolina has reportedly hired former Denver Nuggets head coach and 2023 NBA champion Michael Malone as their new men's basketball head coach, replacing Hubert Davis. Malone, 54, brings extensive NBA experience, including leading Denver to a title, and is noted as the first UNC hire without direct program ties since 1952. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because the head coach of the Chicago Bulls is Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan, for the last few weeks, easily has been talked about as being the head coach or possibly the University of North Carolina signing him to be their next head coach.
Okay.
Right?
Right, yeah.
But with that being said, I think, and I have absolutely no insider knowledge, I just have the gut feeling that, yes, Billy Donovan was potentially going to be the head coach of the University of North Carolina. If Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley weren't going to get fired. Because then he would have said, peace out. I'm out of here. This organization is a dumpster fire. Now, with that caveat, I wonder if there was a little massaging, a little canoodling or whatever. It's like, listen, guys, Billy Donovan talking to, the powers that be, Mike Reinsdorf, and whether or not, hey, listen, I can't do this. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. They didn't consult on me with like the trades that they were going to do. We have like a bazillion guards that they just can't get out on the floor and play cohesive whatever defense. Well, basically basketball, because their record over the last couple of weeks have sucked.
Yeah, when you put 9 guards on a team, I mean, what do you expect that team to do? Could someone please explain this to me? What do you expect a team with 9 guards on it to do?
Bringing in Jaden Ivey, releasing Jaden Ivey, and now all of a sudden, and last week, Billy Donovan came out during, it was either a pregame, postgame, something, said, yeah, next time around during trade deadline or whatnot, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he needs to do a better job of onboarding the players. And the reason why he said that was because when the trades were happening and they were in Toronto, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is north of the border.
Right.
And they are, and Billy Donovan is coaching the team. You don't really have enough time to reach out to the players to see, or to talk about the players to see if they are going to be a good fit or not, how they're going to mesh, the style of play that they're going to be doing.
Right.
And this is all stuff that Billy Donovan was talking about. It was like, yeah, we were either on the plane, or my memory sucks. So, it was either like on the plane or on the bus. Like, listen, it's like, I understand, you're on a new team, new system. You got to learn the ways of, Billy Donovan, et cetera, et cetera. And before, it used to be a symbiotic relationship with AK, Eversley, and Donovan.
Not anymore.
Not in the way that Billy Donovan came out with it last week.
Right.
It's like he had absolutely no idea that these players were being traded. And now, I mean, last season, you had Alex Caruso going to OKC. The Bulls didn't get jack in return. Let's be honest, they didn't get jack in return.
No.
Actually, if they would have got jack in return, it might have been a better return. They sent Ayo Dosunmu to Minnesota.
Yeah, where they're just flourishing now, and it's like, okay.
And they're coming out and saying that he could be the cornerstone of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, what is with...
And you get a couple of second-round picks.
What is with athletes leaving Chicago organizations and then all of a sudden turning into phenoms?
Okay. Hey, what's up, DTJ? No, I don't think that they are going to be firing Billy Donovan.
No.
And the reason why I say that I don't think that they are going to be firing Billy Donovan is because I think they might actually elevate Billy Donovan to GM.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is why I think that he didn't take the North Carolina job.
Interesting hypothesis.
So if he gets elevated, and correct me if I'm wrong, who is the coach of the G League?
That would be his son, Billy Donovan III.
Billy Donovan III, his son. Huh. Well,
nice guy, too.
Now, if Billy Donovan gets elevated to GM or president or whatever, I'm not sure. I'm just, this is all hypothesis.
Right.
I am speculating. But now all of a sudden, hey, he goes to the GM role.
Right.
Billy Donovan does. Billy Donovan III, come on board. He is the new coach of the Chicago Bulls. Now, father and son working in tandem with potentially, someone that doesn't have their heads up their butts. And
right.
I'm sorry to be so harsh, but not really, because...
And here's where that hypothesis might actually work for Chicago, because there's been a lot of call-ups from the G League level. So Billy Donovan III would actually know how to work with guys like Yuki Kawamura and Mac McClung, because he's coached them for an entire season already now.
And I definitely think that there is a blueprint or plan or whatever you want to say or however you want to say it that Billy Donovan envisions the Chicago Bulls being.
Yeah. And he's talked about it on, I don't know if people know about the Journey to the Shy that's on CHSN, but it's like a little docuseries, and they talk to different people throughout Chicago organizations. They did an episode with Billy Donovan. They sat down and interviewed him. He said that Chicago is a historic basketball organization, and it is. Let's think back to the 90s, people. You were here. You know why the Bulls is an historic organization in the NBA.
Well, definitely the Jordan era. It went away for a little bit. It got revitalized with
Derrick Rose. Yeah, when he came in, that was kind of the last time they came really close to the NBA Finals. But since the Derrick Rose era, and that was my childhood, I remember growing up watching that. So there's really been no big highlights out of the Bulls organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to go to the WRMN phone line here. What is your name and what are you calling about, caller?
This is the Dutchman. This is Jeff. Big Mouth Jeff.
Hello, Big Mouth Jeff. What are you going to be spewing from your big mouth?
Well, you already heard my stewing part of it, on YouTube. But the Bulls are terrible, and they're going to be terrible. And my philosophy is the ownership. Who owns the Bulls?
Yeah, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Okay, so I have this hang-up about dual ownership of teams, because I think he ought to just sell the team to somebody and focus either on the Sox or the Bulls. I honestly believe part of the problem is his head. You can't be focusing on one team and then letting the other team go. And I think he's so worried about the Sox more than the Bulls. I think he's losing sight of what needs to be done. Both teams stink. Both teams need work. And they haven't been any good since, the Bulls haven't been good since Jordan era. The Sox haven't been good since, what did you say, 2008 or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they won the division in 21, but that was a one-and-done year thing.
Yeah, and there have been a couple of playoff appearances since then, but, which really didn't amount to anything.
And I spewed my guts out earlier about the money. Okay, it's the money issue. Again, you guys discussed this, and I still can't figure this out, why people don't understand the salary cap. I firmly believe the Dodgers are going to win the World Series again because they are able to pay the salary cap taxes. They keep buying people. If you look at them, they never really lose anybody. They keep them. Well, so you're paying people,
this is true, Jeff. But at the same time, we're kind of talking about the Chicago Bulls here, and I know that I know your standpoint on the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers, but thank you for the call. I need to. We're going to take a break
Well, it's
shortly.
the Bulls too. I was just using that as the Bulls. The money factor is the key thing, and until the Bulls can cough up a lot of money, I don't see them going anywhere. Anyway, that's just the way it is. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Jeff. And well, up until today, and the fact that bye AK, bye Eversley.
Right.
The thing of it is, or was for me, is that the Chicago Bulls weren't going to do anything until the attendance is going to take a hit at the United Center for the Chicago Bulls.
Right. And, I've talked about this with Mike Napolitano from On the Rise, and I'll see if you feel the same way. I feel they're still profiting off of the Jordan era because people that come to Chicago as tourists, because there are tourists that come to Chicago, they want to go see the building that Jordan played at, that Rodman played at, that Scottie. They want to see the court they played on.
Yeah, but now the other thing that is happening is with the two-way player of Yuki.
Yep, and again, one of the nicest guys.
Being a Japanese-born player playing in the NBA, and I think he's like one of the first ones. I could be mistaken about that. But now all of a sudden you got tourists coming in to wanting to see Yuki play as well. Yeah. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, when you were doing games at, the Windy City Bulls at the Now Arena,
right?
Were there not an influx of people coming in just to see Yuki play?
Yeah, there was. And it was funny one night. We were actually on Amazon Prime Video and CHSN Live, but we were also being picked up by a Japanese network overseas because of Yuki.
Right.
So, he does add an extra drawing card. But
absolutely.
He's just a great guy. And he's a great basketball player. For the kind of player that he is, he understands and knows his game very well.
Yeah, being 5'8" and giving LeBron James
that
absolutely fits.
If no one has seen that, it's funny to watch.
You need to go to the Tube of Views or TikTok and just pull that video up between Yuki and LeBron James. But hey, you're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Scheid. Fox Sports, back in a few.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the...
Yeah, that's what I didn't know. Like, are we officially Fox Sports now?
I don't know.
I heard about it because one thing I could say when we come back on air, I am now with Marcus on Saturday mornings.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, he asked me to be his new board guy because I guess Kyle, his new job and his schedule went haywire. So I am now Derrick's new board guy for Saturday mornings. And that's when I first heard that.
You mean Marcus.
Marcus, sorry. Because I think of you first.
I would need a very dark tan. Just saying.
Yeah, but Marcus asked me to do that. And I said, sure. It's more
experience. Do you even know how to operate the board?
Yeah, I did it for you. Remember that one Friday I operated the board while you were out? That one Friday.
Oh, I didn't know you operated the board.
Yep. There were some minor kerfuffles, but nothing I couldn't handle. And
okay, well, fair enough. Well, congratulations on getting promoted.
Yep. So I did that, and that's when I first heard someone say that we were Fox Sports, and I heard talk of it, but I was like, okay, guess this is official now.
How should I address that? Yeah, I'm trying to get clarification here because it might be good going forward to actually know what.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is very true.
But my goodness. Coming back in about a minute. Yeah, but okay, downtown Jose. I don't think that Billy Donovan is the issue. And the reason, here, Mike Reinsdorf.
For those who don't know, the Cubs are losing to the Rays 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th currently.
Firing AK and Eversley. Well, bite me.
I mean, when ESPN has an article written by, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Jamal Collier. I apologize if I said this wrong, when he said that they literally in 6 years have won less than 250 games. That's not that. No. No.
Oh, that's on me. And that is not the bump, but whatever. Hey, welcome back in on Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Mighty Man Scheid. So we've been talking about the Chicago Bulls firing AK, Mark Eversley, and here in a message, if it'll actually load for me. Let's see. Very compelling radio right there.
This is what they don't get to see every other day now.
Yeah, well, I was trying to find the message during the break because Michael Reinsdorf, come up and, I heard it on one of the other talking head shows and basically saying that, he's listening, they're paying attention to the Chicago Bulls fans and their message is like, do better, be better. And well, yes, indeed. Absolutely do better, be better, try harder. This isn't, the try hard league, if you will. But at the same time, 3 years playing game. This year, missing the playoffs altogether. And their record over the course, or at least since 2020 to 2021, with head coach Billy Donovan, Karnisovas, and Eversley, they finished with a record of 224 wins and 254 losses. That is 30 games below 500. And the only time that I think they had one winning season, only to get bounced by the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games.
Yeah.
In the first round. And it ain't damn near good enough.
And making the play-in tournament every year isn't good enough.
No, not at all. Not at all. What'd you say the score of the Chicago Cubs game was?
They are currently losing 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th.
Boy, that was an asshat thing of me to say, wasn't it? Hey, what's the score of the Cubs game? You give me the shut up.
You're good. Just some random stats here. Alex Bregman is 0 for 3 so far. PCA, another one, 0 for 3.
Why are you wanting to kick me in the nuts?
I'm not, but it's...
And this is exactly why I said the Chicago Cubs suck so far. No one's hitting. You got some decent... Well, up until yesterday's second game of the doubleheader, some decent relief pitching, kind of, sort of, maybe. But, hey, you're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, back at the top of the hour. Oh, they just suck. They suck! Oh, they look so good on paper. Incoming rant, everyone. Yeah, go do your thing, Andrew. Go to the big boys room or whatever. See, this is me being a delusional Chicago Cubs fan right now. Boy, do they suck. Oh. If it wasn't for Edward Cabrera pitching part of a one-hitter a part of a combined one hitter. They would have lost that first game yesterday against the Cleveland Guardians. Caleb Thielbar comes up and blows it in the second game of that doubleheader, which they should have won. And oh my great googly moogly, Ian Happ hits another freaking home run. Cool. But he's been boomer bust. So unbelievably, just absolutely bat Smurf crazy. Driving me bat Smurf crazy with that. Shota was okay. Can't believe I actually uttered that segment, phrase, whatever. Let's see. Cubs games. Well, now they're losing 6-3. Bite me. Let's see. First game. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So Edward Cabrera pitched 5 2/3 inning, giving up 1 hit. And the bullpen came in and did a very good job. Caleb Thielbar going in an inning and a third, walking 1. Hobie Milner also pitching an inning, and then Daniel Palencia coming in and getting the save. And then, basically 3 hits. 3 total combined hits. What the Smurf? I just absolutely holy Smurf. At least there was a little bit more hitting in the second game from both teams. But oh my God. Giving up 3 runs in the frickin' 8th inning. So who was the person that got the loss yesterday? Well, I'm going to go with Jacob Webb. Yep, I'm going to go with Jacob Webb. Ben Brown looks like he sucked yesterday too. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob Webb was going to be finding himself on his way back down to the minors or released. Yeah, everything come out all right?
Yeah, I don't. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm okay.
Okay, so I do have some clarification.
Okay, let's get that clarification.
We are, in fact, a Fox Sports station.
That's going to take a minute to sink in. Now that we got actual clear, look at your face right now. People that are in their cars, you cannot see Derrick's face.
They're not listening on the. This is all YouTube, right?
Yeah, now. YouTube. You see him.
Holy Smurf.
Holy Smurf. This is going to take some time to sink in. And when I go to class tomorrow night and tell my instructors that I'm part of a Fox Sports station, they're going to be like, what? When? Where? How? What?
I mean, I knew that this was happening for at least a month or so, and I couldn't say anything.
Right, yeah.
And I wasn't sure if it, because,
we weren't sure it was going to play out.
Well, in full transparency, it was either going to be a Fox Sports station or it was going to switch over to a entertainment station.
Right.
So, talking movies, programs, music, et cetera, et cetera.
That stuff, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
we are Fox Sports in the Fox River Valley, I guess. Which that doesn't sound half bad. Everyone look at him. He's like out of it. He's trying to. He's like full.
I am
thinking.
Quite honestly, I am trying to comprehend the fact that we are legitimately a Fox Sports station.
I think it's going to take a minute to hit me,
Huh.
You know how people, athletes say, "Oh, you just won the championship." Well, it hasn't hit me yet. don't think it's really hit me yet.
Well, I didn't. Okay, well, I mean, obviously we're WRMN 1410 AM.
Oh, forever and always.
Right. 75 years, 76 years now, I think. But
yeah, well,
I mean, at the same time, it's also like, to
be think as Fox Sports too.
We have a radio show on Fox Sports.
How does that sound coming out of your mouth?
I think I'm going to pass out.
Oh, God. Oh.
I mean,
my goodness.
Currently, we're on YouTube right now. So, I mean, I can't swear. And it's kind of like a holy Smurf moment.
Right.
And, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that, Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, which I actually... Man, he goes like a 10 mile. He goes like 110 miles a minute.
Yeah, from what I picked up from his show, he I couldn't keep up with this dude. And if people out there in sports have heard his show, you know what I'm talking about. The guy just doesn't stop.
I mean, one thing into the next, and we're coming back in 10 seconds. So I'm gonna pod the commercial up and holy Smurf.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, a Fox Sports station with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Mighty Man Shad.
How did that feel coming out of your mouth for the first time on live radio?
It's still, I'm still a little kind of baffled by the fact that this is actually now a Fox Sports radio station. I mean, you're talking off air, talking on the YouTube, the Tube of Views, or youtube.com/@WRMN radio, where you could see our lovely mugs here during, the show live and in color. It just, I don't know, all of a sudden it's just hitting differently, where it's like, holy Smurf, this has actually happened. I mean, I'm on, you and I are on the same airwaves as Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, and a cacophony of other Fox Sports radio show hosts as well. And I never in a million years would have thought that would have happened. Even though I knew that we were going to be switching formats.
That just, to be with those names is just, I never would have thought it. And for those people that don't know, just 2 years ago, I still thought I was going to be a firefighter here in Elgin. And now,
now you are co-hosting, and here on Big Top Sports, you are also going to be co-hosting
Truth About Chicago Sports.
Marcus Mack every Saturday. What is it? 8 to 9?
Yep, 8 to 9 a.m. In fact, I was just on this past Saturday. Was my first episode with him.
Congratulations. I did not know about that. I was freezing my balls off at the University of Chicago, Hyde Park.
Right.
With,
and, we're going to be, as you... I just found out, well, not just found out, but we're going to be working a UIC game together on April 20th at the Sox Park.
No, not UIC.
Or wait.
University of Chicago.
University of Chicago, sorry.
Get it right.
Sorry, thank you, sorry.
Get it right.
University of Chicago.
It's not the University of Illinois Chicago. It's the University of Chicago.
Okay, University of Chicago.
That's going to be taking place at the Rate. And, other programming news. You will not be hearing the Chicago White Sox this afternoon or this evening when they take on the Baltimore Orioles. That is being preempted because you will be getting the finals of the NC2A men's basketball finals, where number 2, the Yukon Huskies, the Connecticut Huskies, who beat the Illini over this past Saturday, will be taking on number 1 ranked the Michigan Wolverines, who also took care of business and defeated Arizona. So that game will be tipping off at approximately 7:50 local time. Pre-game, I do believe, will be on air at approximately 7:15-ish, maybe 7:30. I really need to look at the programming notes. That's on me. Very compelling radio, I know. But if you want to get your sports thoughts off, please feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That is 847-931-1410. And don't forget to go to the Facebook page, WRMN Facebook, and check out Susie C's question of the day, where it is, what was the first beer you ever drank, and would you still drink that brand? Hell to the no.
And for me, it was, yes, I would, because, yes, I still do.
Fair enough. And in other Chicago sports news, the Chicago Sky have traded Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream for 2 first-round picks. One this year, 2026, and one next year for, 2027. Part of the reason why, well, in my humblest of humble opinions, I am theorizing here, so take it with a grain of salt. Angel Reese didn't necessarily get along with the vision of what front office management was taking care of or trying to do, trying to rebuild their legacy of the Chicago Sky. Now, is Angel Reese... Oh, great. Now I got the hiccups. Live on Fox Sports. Now, yes, Angel Reese is a decent player, in my opinion. She led the league here, and I'm trying to pull up the stats, to where she was, well, she led the league in rebounding. She also led the league in double-doubles. But when you put up brick after brick and you're getting your own rebound.
Right, yeah.
Well, you're kind of padding your own stats. And then there was the whole kerfuffle and everything of, Caitlin Clark. And yes, I had some strong things to say when she was saying, well, there's more than, one star in this league. True. Very true. There are more than one star.
That is true.
In the league. Yet, at the same time, it is hard to ignore the draw that is actually Caitlin Clark.
I mean, she is a big draw. She is the She is the face of the WNBA right now. Let's just be honest. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. And there may be some other players that are so happy with that. But that's how it goes.
So, as far as Angel Reese and her stats are, concerned, she's averaged in her career 64 games, 14.1 points per game, total rebounds per game, 12.9, and assists, 2.7. Great. Her field goal percentage is 42.1%, which I think we could both agree that's a little low. Her shots from three-point range is also very bad at 18.4%. But, she makes up for it at the free throw line at 74.6%. Okay. Even with all those numbers, I hope she finds it to be a better experience there with the Atlanta Dream. Just for the simple fact that over the course of the last year or so, while I was harsh on Angel Reese and her outlook of her playing against Caitlin Clark, there were more stars than just her. But who moves the needle?
Right.
And by this update of the Indiana Fever and their schedule, they have moved 39 of their 44 regular season games to NBA arenas. Well, what does that mean? It means more cha-ching.
More fans can come see the games. I mean, basically what you said, more money through the gate.
And this is on the tail end of also a new a 7-year collective bargaining agreement between the WNBA and the WNBA-PA, where it goes from 2026 to 2032, where now all of a sudden the players are going to be getting major raises. So there's still a salary cap, and it's a $7 million salary cap in 2026, which is a 400% increase over last year, 2025. And I'm not going to do the math because my math sucks, but there's also going to be a 20% revenue sharing model, and the minimum salaries starting at $270,000. Top players, so, you're talking about like regular NBA, just put it like max guaranteed salaries and everything. So for a max player, max salary, it's going to be anywhere from $1.4 to $2.4 million. Substantial raise, considering the fact that I remember looking up how much Angel Reese was making last year, and she was complaining about it, and maybe rightfully so. But I mean, you're comparing the NBA, 30 teams,
right,
to the WNBA, less than 20 teams,
right, and
less games, less media outlets, but now all of a sudden, and I really truly think, hey, Caitlin Clark, or I'm sorry, hey, WNBA players, welcome in Caitlin Clark, because I don't think this happens without her.
No, it doesn't. And I don't think before Caitlin Clark, the WNBA had as big of a face or as popular as the face they could put on ads. They could put in front of a camera and see a big drawing. They didn't have a big drawing card before Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. And now I understand that there could be some jealousy here. Just for the simple fact that, well, we were doing it for a longer period of time before she even came in the league, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. But you're talking about more eyes on your product, more viewership on your product. What happened when Caitlin Clark got hurt last year? Well, the tickets that were going for like $200-$300 just to get in on the secondary market, well, those tanked because Caitlin Clark.
No dry card, no one wanted to come. I mean,
right.
And let's not forget, and I can't stress this enough, being the sports historian that I've turned myself into, the WNBA was not the first professional women's basketball league.
No.
There was one that failed before the WNBA.
And 2 or 3 years or so ago, before the WNBA and the NBA partnered, they lost what, $13 to $14 million. So if you want the equality and everything,
right?
Well, maybe stop bitching and moaning. And it's nothing against the players, but it's like the lack of reality, the lack of common sense.
Yeah.
You're expecting, while yes, the WNBA is growing, while yes, more viewers are on the product, but how many games are in the NBA?
Oh,
82 during the season.
82 during the season.
How many teams are there?
30. Yeah, 30. I mean, you're up there.
And then you're talking about the individual teams having their own networks. You're talking about ESPN. You're talking about whatever.
And even the NBA is talking about expansion once again. So we could see even more than 30 plus,
And that's all I am trying to really say. But, hey, congratulations. And good luck, Angel Reese.
Right.
Don't let the door hit you in your ass on the way out. And because you were also suspended for a game for detriment or for conduct unbecoming or, conduct detrimental to the team and the organization.
Which is the first time I've heard a suspension being worded like that. I've heard conduct unbecoming a professional.
I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, and I did read it, but I kind of want to CYA, cover my ass. But yeah. So, hey, good luck.
I hope you have a good career in Atlanta.
And I can't wait until maybe this is coming up. You know what? I'm here for the petty. I can't wait until Caitlin Clark whoops your ass in Atlanta with the Dream.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen because Caitlin Clark is not that type of player. You are Angel Reese. You are a dirty player. I've seen you play. You're a dirty player. Caitlin Clark, not so much. However, she got backup. They're not going to take it from, the players on the other team anymore.
Right.
Hey, you are currently listening to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Scheid on WRMN 1410 AM, a Fox Sports station. Back on the other side.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash,
Okay, I'm just going to give you an update while we're on YouTube, but off the air. Cubs lost to the Rays 6-4. Drops them to 4-6 to start the season. I'm just giving you an update. I'm not trying to drive a knife in deeper.
I'm just gonna give myself another radio host.
I'm not trying to drive the knife in deeper, but it is our job to update them, no matter if we're upset about it. Do you think I was happy about the Sox start to the season of a 1-5? No. And they're still not playing much better. They had one series sweep. Granted, against a good team, and we'll talk about that on air. But
well, yeah, we're going to talk about that on air. Tony Tilo Lopez is going to be coming up at the bottom of the hour, so tune in for him. He is a very optimistic White Sox fan. Stupidly optimistic is what I would like to say.
We might have different views then, because I'm a diehard White Sox fan, but I'm realistic about what they're going to do this year.
Well, I'm kind of, I'm not. I don't know exactly like how everything's going to pan out, but the whole reason why I'm having him come in is just for the simple fact that I wanted to talk about obviously Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah,
that
was big.
Him being able to interview Ozzie during
the Savannah Bananas when they were there last year.
Right. So there was that, and then also the 3-game sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays, and
that was fun to watch because I watched that whole series. And I will tell you, Derek, I went into that and I'm like, I will be happy if we just take one from Toronto. That's what I went into this series thinking and believing.
I said it before the weekend that I wouldn't be surprised if they get swept. And well, that was on me because they ended up sweeping the Blue Jays.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at some of the Cubs stats for the game. So
how many hits do they get?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doesn't it say in the box score?
Well, yeah. Yeah. That would be an easy way to look at it. Yeah, 4 hits. 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 error for the Cubs today. And Toronto had 6 runs on 9 hits.
Yeah, coming back
no
in
errors.
5.
Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Need to redo this.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score.
All right, and welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, and Andrew Mighty Man Scheid on WRMN 1410 AM, a Fox Sports station. Well, since you were kindly regaling me during the break, Andrew, why don't you get that happy-looking mug and just...
I don't mean it to be...
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I'll explain it to you why, because there's a lot of Cubs...
No, hold on. This is my show, damn it. No, but, I mean, I am happy that you're here sharing the airwaves with me. The fact that you were just so genuinely... You're looking at the update of the Chicago Cubs score versus the Florida Marlins. No.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays. Excuse me. I had a 50-50 shot, and I got strong. But the fact that your face lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well,
when looking at the score.
Can I tell you why? It's not.
No, go ahead.
It's not towards you.
Yes, it is.
The people that listen to WR may not know this, but my dad and I are Sox fans. My mom and my sister are Cubs fans, and my mom's family is from St. Louis, so they're all Cardinals fans. So needless to say, baseball season is a ton of fun in my family.
Okay, fair.
So my mom always, since 2016, has held over my head how much better the Cubs are than the White Sox. And even going into this year, the Cubs are so much better. The Cubs are so much better. So for me, this is just ammunition. I could say, wait, who has the better record right now? So that's not towards you. That's something between me and my mother. Because she always needs to be. The Cubs need to be better in her mind.
Why don't you do the proper score and the proper, whatever?
Yes, the Cubs unfortunately lost to the Tampa Bay Rays today by a score of 6-4, dropping them to 4-6 on the season, only collecting as a team 4 runs on 4 hits with 1 error this afternoon.
Which brings me back to my opening statement of this show on Big Top Sports. The Cubs suck. Oh. Lack of hitting, lack of whatever.
I mean, that's really what it was today. I mean, 4 hits. I mean, this is a club that last year made it all the way to the NLDS against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and what happened? They lost in 5. But whatever, I digress. Hey, coming up at the bottom of the hour, it is going to be Tony Tilo Lopez. And we're going to be talking more Ozzie Guillen, maybe some Banana Ball, maybe some unbelievables.
Progressive presents the sport.
Oh, yeah.
I'm flabbergasted by the Cubs' start to the year, and that's me being flabbergasted. I'm being unbiased right now because honestly, we're pegged as one of the teams that could win the NL Central, and when you're going up against a team
playing like this,
yeah, when you're going up against a team like Milwaukee, who, let's be honest, Milwaukee is the team to beat in the National League next to the Dodgers. Dodgers are number 1, and I think Milwaukee's a number 2.
I don't even think.
Next to them, but when you're facing Milwaukee in your division and you have to beat them to win the division, when you start a season 4-6, it's not that you can't fight back from that, but you can. It's going to be tough. And just the hitting I've seen recently out of this ball club has got me head scratching.
Well, and that's,
you would think the lineup that this Cubs team has put together, Alex Bregman, PCA, Dansby Swanson, Michael Conforto is another one.
Well, he sucks.
Well, but Ian Happ is another one. His bat, I mean, he got one. He went 1 for 3 today with
how many strikeouts? 2.
I cannot find that here. I got his runs, hits, walks, RBIs, and homers. By the way, there was 1 home run for the Cubs today. That was Dansby Swanson.
Well, whippy frickin' do.
So you got to see one leave the yard if you were a Cubs fan today. If I were Craig Counsell, this is what I would say. Go into that locker room and I would say, and this is just my opinion, I would say, all right, rewind, hit the reset button. The last 8-9 games, they didn't happen. Let's go at it tomorrow or next game and just clean slate. I mean, that's what he needs to do. I feel like some of these players, and I could be wrong, are dwelling on the losses. And it could be affecting their play.
I have absolutely no idea, but at the very beginning of the season where, I'm saying, yeah, sure, on paper the Cubs look good. On paper, they should win the NL Central. Well, Jesus Christ, right now they're trailing they're in last place. They are in last place.
Like, it's been a while for the Cubs since they were in last place.
And everyone in the NL Central is beating them, including the St. Louis Sox Cardinals.
My mom would agree with you with that statement.
The Cincinnati Reds, who I actually thought would be, better this year, along with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, Paul Skeens had one very bad start for the Pirates this year. That surprised me.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah,
It's just, I would like to see more out of PCA. He went 0 for 4 today, literally nothing, didn't even draw a walk. And we'll talk more about this at the other end, but it's like, really? And I will say that I will go after these players, but I will also advocate that I know this is a tough game. And I know it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. But
coming back in 5.
Yeah.
Trust us. It's finger licking good.
Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tips, and fees extra.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the
I'm going to cut that short. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Scheid, a Fox Sports station. And before I bring in our guest patiently waiting on the phone line, I'm going to replay this right here.
All right, here with Ozzie Guillen, and hey, look who's with us. 2005 World Series hero, Scott Podsednik in the house.
I miss you, bro.
Good to be back.
That's awesome.
Good to be back.
All right, so you're here on the set with us. You got a box. I have no idea what this is all about.
I don't know what this is about. I have been asked to read what is in this envelope right here. Without further ado, we're going to get right to it.
Okay.
Can you read?
If it's in English, I can read it.
Okay, because I can read English, Spanish, or any language.
Okay. I don't know what this is.
Now.
Well, we don't know what it is either. We're in suspense here.
The Chicago White Sox announced today that 2005 World Series winning manager Ozzie Guillen will be honored on Saturday, August 8th.
I know the bobblehead.
With a special ceremony retiring his number 13 uniform.
No way.
The short.
And that was courtesy of CHSN with Chuck Garfine, Scotty Pods, and Ozzie Guillen. Now going to the phone lines here, I welcome in our very special, enthusiastic Chicago White Sox fan and contributor of the WRMN Sporting Family and Fox Sports, Tony T. Lopez. How you doing, T?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you all good?
Nice. We're all good. Settled up here. What's going on, Derrick? Well, pleasure to be on the show, man.
Well, thank you for calling in. And the reason why I asked you to call in today was, had a few, sporting instances here. One being Ozzie Guillen obviously getting his jersey retired in an upcoming ceremony later on this year. Another aspect of it is, the Chicago Bulls, the Chicago Unbelievables, today fired Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley. First, what are your feelings about Ozzie Guillen, who you actually had an opportunity to interview last year when the Savannah Bananas came to the rate? What's your thoughts on Ozzie and his jersey getting retired?
Man, pretty awesome, man. What I would tell you is I used to print scripts for Ozzie at Comcast Sports in Chicago back in 2010, and even in some field trips. And the guy is hilarious. He's always been so chill. But ironically, I was at the game on opening day Friday. No one knew about it. Obviously, only internally people knew. And to hear the announcement from Scott Podsednik during the game, and to hear the home crowd. Just really ingratiate the way he ingratiated himself with the fans. The fans were really surprised, and they loved what they heard. Being able to hear that Ozzie Guillen was going to get his number 13 retired, something that is well deserved. Bringing a championship to the South Side, a guy who was very colorful, right, as a manager, but also as a player, a very respectable player when he played for the White Sox. So well deserved. It was awesome to be here at Rate Field. To be able to see it, witness it live, and I'm very happy for Ozzie. It's, again, well-deserved, and I was happy to see it in person.
So when you were actually attending the home opener with the Chicago White Sox taking on the Toronto Blue Jays, and sweeping them, by the way, once that went over the PA system, and this whole conversation is being broadcast to the fans, what was your initial reaction like?
So initially, when it first happened, it was a little confusion. It seemed like almost like a segment, a joke of sorts. Like they were going to give something to Ozzie. He even mentioned a bobblehead during the commentary.
Right.
But it didn't seem too big of a deal when it came out. But as soon as Scotty announced it, it was not that it was shocking, but it was a surprise because you didn't expect to hear that in the middle of a game. I don't think that's really happens here in the South unless I'm mistaken. But to be able to hear that live in the middle of a game, it's the home opener. I mean, I think the White Sox organization did a good job on planning this and getting people to knowing people were going to come to the home opener the way they did. It was just a perfect time to announce it. And yeah, I was just very shocked, but at the same time, very happy because, as I mentioned before, Ozzy deserves this.
And it's one of those things because, okay, you worked with him over at, I'm sorry, where was that again?
Comcast Sports.
Okay, Comcast. And, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you put a quarter in him and he just rambles, right? just goes off, just keeps on talking. And he was actually speechless. He was touched. He was crying, very emotional. He wanted his wife there. She came on the set, wanted his kids there, but very deserving, very touching moment. And if there was any other player or manager that deserved this, it would be Ozzie Guillen.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this is a guy who, he's a manager that cares, I mean, we remember him back in 2005, 6, 7, 3, 4, really. Well, we go to Wrigley Field, and he talks smack about Wrigley Field,
Oh, yeah.
He would talk about about how he didn't like going there, and it was just the way, again, he ingratiated himself with the Chicago White Sox fans, knowing that we're the second team in the second city, and he knew how to comport himself, if that makes sense. And again, the guy, although he only won one championship in several years that he was here, a championship still lingers. The Southside still remembers, and they remember Ozzie Guillen being vocal. They remember Ozzie Guillen doing the sign to get Bobby Jenks, rest in peace, opening his arms and telling him to bring him in. They remember him, the umpires, and so his all that. It's one of those things. And even after being a manager, and now being an analyst for CHSN, the fans still love Ozzie. I just saw him actually right now during batting practice for the Orioles. He was outside, and he's the same old guy. He's just, he's one of those guys, just you can talk to him easily and very, very easy to speak to, as I mentioned. And the fans love him, even the media. The media loves him.
Absolutely. And you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, a Fox Sports network, with our guest, Tony Tilo Lopez. Now, that was fun, and that was also very heartwarming on Friday. The Chicago White Sox end up sweeping the defending ALCS champions, the Toronto Blue Jays. And in my humblest of humble opinions, Tilo, we also got even better news today with the firings of both Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley of the Chicago Unbelievables. What's your thoughts on that?
It was a long time coming. I feel one of the things that this organization, in regard to the Bulls, lacked of is just where is the progression in regard to getting guys to come here and then surrounding them with the right pieces, right? We had a glimpse of that in 2019, or 2020, I believe. I'm sorry, wrong year. In 21 and 22 were DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Caruso, Lonzo Ball. All those guys were in the perfect position, and of course Lonzo Ball gets hurt, and then things kind of derailed from there. But there was no real action after that. They were trying to fill in small spots and not getting the right pieces there. And I hate to say it, but not willing to spend the money. And I don't know if that was the main issue, but really, you couldn't get guys in here, And so what happens is you get the results you get. You get what you pay for, basically, is the saying. And you didn't see anything happen after that. And then, of course, when it came to the draft, when it came to really being able to put a roster together to compete, you just weren't able to do it, man. And you get your GM, you get some time to fix some things, but you don't get that much time. And they made the decision to part ways, and I think it's the best thing for the franchise. I think the fans want to see a change. We see what happened with the Bears when they brought Foles in. We see what happened. Honestly, this may be too preliminary, and too early. But the White Sox right now, what they're doing, being able to get some pieces together. Chris Getz, although he's had his critiques, he's making some moves, and there's some progression being seen with it. So the Bulls are doing what they got to do. I think it's the right move. I think we need something fresh, and we're gonna have to see what happens next. But right now, this is something that I think Bulls fans wanted to see, and I'm sure management as well.
And you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, a Fox Sports affiliate show with our guest, Tony Tilo Lopez. I tossed this out there a little bit earlier, Tilo, in regards to where my thoughts, and I have nothing to base this on, and I want you to tell me, one, whether I'm crazy or whether I might be somewhat accurate with it. Where because the University of North Carolina hired someone else other than Billy Donovan to be their next head coach, and the fact that they got rid of or they fired Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley, do you think that Billy Donovan is potentially going to be the next GM of the Chicago Bulls? Am I crazy, or am I, somewhat in the ballpark or the arena?
Are you saying that Billy Donovan is the next GM, or you say he's going to be fired? I'm sorry, I missed you on that.
Okay, so with the firings of AK and Mark Eversley, and with the fact that the University of North Carolina did not hire Billy Donovan to be their next head coach, do you think that there is a possibility that the Bulls will elevate Billy Donovan to be their next GM, and then also elevate his son, Billy Donovan III, to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bulls?
I don't know. That's a great question. Billy Donovan right now, when it comes to his resume with the Bulls, it's not too grand, right?
Sure.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's relationships within the organization that are there, and they're probably able to have these conversations and maybe make some deals, but I'm not sure if the Bulls organization does want to keep a guy like Billy Donovan in regards to just, having him there to GM, right? Billy Donovan, he's a good coach, right? We're not saying he's a horrible coach, but he's a good coach. And I know that, one of the things that wants to be seen is change. Does Billy fit that mold? Does Billy make the right moves? That's a question mark. It's not a solidified deal where I say, you know what, Billy Donovan is going to be the guy. So we'll wait to see what happens. But, if you have an answer for you in regards to if it's a yes or no, I can't give that to you right now. But I'm sure there's conversations being had within the organization to keep Billy in some way, some facets.
Oh, come on, man. You couldn't get any insider information from Kendall Gill?
I haven't spoken to him in a week and a half, but we have a conversation pending in 2 days. So I'll let you know in 2 days.
Okay, well, you do that. Thank you for joining us, Tilo. I appreciate it. Go enjoy Are you actually at the stadium right now?
Yes, I just finished watching batting practice for the Orioles here, and got to chat with Ozzy a little bit, and also Will as well. So we're here at Wright Field, WRMN, for Game 1 against the Baltimore Orioles here for 3-6, and Sox are looking to continue the momentum here after that sweeper versus the AL champions.
Yeah, I mean, that was surprising, Tilo, and this is coming from another diehard Southsider. That was surprising. I went into that Blue Jays series and I said, if they could take 1 out of 3 out of this series, I will be happy. I was not expecting a sweep whatsoever, but happy all the same.
Yeah, and you got to be especially happy with the Cubs' loss today and the Cubs being under 500 yet again. So, anyway.
It's a long season, fellas. A long season.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
I know. The Cubs suck, though. But, hey, thank you. Enjoy the time there at the rate. And you're contributing now on WRMN 1410?
Wait, are you part of our family now?
That's correct, fellas. I'm on your side. I'm on your team.
Wow. How does it feel to be on Fox Sports?
You know, it's an honor and a pleasure, man. It's an honor and a pleasure. It's really what it is. You know, giving you guys the baseball coverage we possibly can on the South Side and doing it in style.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us, Tilo. Appreciate it. You enjoy the rest of the game. And I'll be talking at you.
Sounds good, guys. Sounds good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Post-game report on WRMN Radio's Instagram and, of course, on social media.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tilo. And that was Tony Tilo Lopez, apparently being down there on the field, taking in some batting practice right before the Chicago White Sox are taking on the Baltimore Orioles tonight down at the Rate. This is Big Top Sports. I'm Derrick Geyer. He's Andrew Scheid. That was Tony Tilo Lopez. And we will be back on the other side.
The city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and
next time we'll try and get like a little bit better of a phone conversation.
I don't know. It might have been where he was too. Yeah.
I mean, either that or he's down on the field. I don't blame him for being down on the field. I didn't even know that he was going to be at the game, but
I didn't know. I knew that Mike was there opening day.
Oh, he was there all 3 games.
Yeah, part of me wants to know, like, how do I do that with you? Like,
put your name in, man.
Yeah. Well, I've been. I have a text in him. That's who Sonar says. Like, text Mike. And like, so I did.
And he didn't get back to you?
Not yet.
You waiting. Sons of bitches!
I'm not upset about it. I'm just waiting. I'm being patient with it.
Yeah, true. Did you pay any attention to Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown a little bit. I did miss Raw though, but I did catch a little of SmackDown. Yeah.
Man, Pat McAfee punted.
That.
Man, I think Cody
back in the WWE. People.
I think Pat McAfee. I think Cody Rhodes is still trying to retrieve his balls.
Pat McAfee is back in the WWE, but not as a commentator. No,
apparently he's and I kind of need to agree with him. Really, the fact that the type of he was really Smurf talking. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's.
I mean,
but isn't that Pat McAfee when he gets to that kind of thing? Like that's where he can actually smack talk and not get chewed out for it.
Well, I mean, he drops F-bombs. He drops, all sorts of colorful language and everything on his Pat McAfee show. They just bleep it out.
Yeah. That's just Pat for you. And like, I watch his show. I'm a fan of the Pat McAfee show. I'll admit that.
Yeah. He's a doofus.
But he was a good punter. I will give that.
Oh, he
was good.
He certainly punted Cody Rhodes' nuts up his throat. That is for sure.
Hey, if it wasn't for Pat McAfee, no one would know what the coffin corner is in the NFL.
Pretty true. Coming back in 3.
Available now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Are you looking for a way to be creative right
30.
now? Have you ever wanted to learn to watercolor paint?
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just being with Raw and SmackDown. Obviously, it's just a bunch of lead up to WrestleMania. I mean,
without a doubt. 5 seconds, I think. 5 seconds. 4, 3.
ElizabethArt.com to find out more. That's VictoriaElizabethArt.com.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside.
Anyway, you're listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, and Andrew Mighty Man Scheid on the newly minted Fox Sports. And as we were talking off air during that break, we were talking about, because y'all know, if you've been paying attention, you all know I like the WWE. And there was an instance that happened over, I forget whether it was on Raw or SmackDown, but a certain Pat McAfee is back in town in the WWE. And boy, oh boy.
Not as a commentator, though.
Not as a commentator. Thank you, Andrew. Not as a commentator, but as a punter. And boy, did he certainly punt Cody Rhodes' balls up into Cody Rhodes' throat. And it was, it was very eye-opening.
It's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. And he basically said, quite a few incendiary things that needed to get bleeped out there. Oh, it was on SmackDown. It was on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was on SmackDown. But let's be honest, people. SmackDown is all about the smack talk.
Smack talk, SmackDown, beating the hell out of. But I mean, and it is the road to WrestleMania season.
It is.
So now Pat McAfee is joining teams with Randy Orton, the Viper. And I couldn't be happier.
Just that I'm thinking of that pairing, and I know before the show I knew what it was, but I'm just even more thinking of that pairing in my head.
The what?
The pairing of those two in my head. Thinking about it even more and more now.
Well, I mean, okay, he's got a huge following. Pat McAfee does.
Oh yeah.
He's got his own Fox Sports. Hey. He's got his own show on syndicated show on Fox Sports Network. And not only that, I enjoyed the hell out of him when he was on commentary.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed him in that wrestling match against Gunther, which was basically like the last time that we saw him.
Right.
Because apparently the schedule and everything was just too demanding. Understandable. But now and with the lack of sales for WrestleMania 42 out there in Vegas, I mean, you need to do something to put asses in seats.
And they've done just that with Pat McAfee.
And I was talking about this last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski are also going to be there at WrestleMania to mess with Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
That would... Okay, being a Brady and Gronkowski fan myself, please, through everything in this world, let that happen. Because to see Tom Brady in a WWE format, that would check so many boxes off my bucket list. Just one, him being in WWE. I don't know why I put that on there as a kid, but I did.
Okay.
And then just seeing an NFL player in a wrestling match later in life. That checks two boxes right there.
So, and the reason why I bring this up is, okay, Logan Paul, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. They've been having their feuds for the last month or so, saying wrestling isn't like a real sport. The wrestlers taking umbrage with it. Okay, cool. But, this is also the entertainment aspect of things.
Right.
As well. So now all of a sudden, I am starting to be a little bit more interested in what's going on. Because the stuff with CM Punk and Roman Reigns and the Usos, that's been fire as far as I'm concerned. I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yep.
But, hey, thank you for tuning in to Big Top Sports here in WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Scheid. Don't forget to tune in to the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C. and David Tees. Thank you to Tony Tilo Lopez for calling in and chit-chatting it up about Ozzie Guillen and the firings of both Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley. This has been Big Top Sports on Fox Sports.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you.
Okay, that still seems pretty wild to be saying.
It does.
Even I think this is probably going to take like a day or two for me to get used to actually, saying it.
And I'm going to
coming up with a way of actually saying it.
Right. I think and that's the thing is, I'm just going to start saying what I'm with Marcus. Fox Sports in the Fox River Valley, because it kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
But that's going to be interesting to go into class tomorrow night and tell my instructors that, I'm still a student, but I'm also part of, a Fox Sports network now. And,
yeah, you got now you got 2 shows.
Yep. Now I got 2 of my own shows.
Hey.
3. Not my own, but 3, I should say.
Look at the boss on this son of a bitch.
3 that I'm a part of. I said 2 as in 2 that I co-host. So Sports Mayhem and then Truth About Chicago Sports with Marcus.
Good.
3 shows that I'm a part of.
Give this son of a gun an inch and he takes a freaking mile.
I have to watch how I word things. You're right. No, but in all fairness, I have to watch how I word things.
Yeah, but I mean, it is kind of cool. I mean, even still, I've been doing this for like almost 2 years now. And, okay, being elevated to Monday through Friday with Big Top Sports, from 6 to 8, and then being elevated yet again for drive time, 4 to 6.
Right.
And now all of a sudden being a part of the Fox Sports Network.
And being in the same breath, being in the same breath as.
Oh, by the way, we are off the air.
And,
this is like the PG-13 version.
Yeah, this is PG-13. So just warning people, it is now PG-13. To be in the same breath as Pat McAfee and Dan Patrick. I mean, it's just somebody pinch me because I have to be dreamy right now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
No, and that's the big thing with it is now we could say, hey, tonight we're playing the NCAA championship game. And being unbiased, I even said Saturday, and I didn't get to say this on the show, but I said Saturday that being unbiased, I do want Illinois to win, but I do think the championship is going to be Michigan versus UConn because the way Michigan has been rolling through this tournament.
Sure.
And they've been steamrolling through every opponent they've had. And then I really thought the way UConn played against Duke, they were fighters. They didn't give up. I mean, and that's the thing. That was Duke's game that they gave away to UConn.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. All you had to do was hold the ball for 10 seconds, and they couldn't do that.
Yeah, this is true. And one of the things is I would have kind of liked to have talked about Illinois losing and the crux and why and, the bad shooting and all of that stuff. But, I mean, when you have the announcements and everything, and, again, to be completely and totally honest, not really a big, college basketball person.
No, I'm not either. There are some schools that I follow, but other than that.
But, I mean, how can you not talk about Ozzie Guillen?
Yeah.
How can you not talk about the Chicago White Sox sweeping the Blue Jays?
Right.
How can you not talk about AK and Mark Eversley getting fired today?
I mean, it's just so much has happened.
Angel Reese getting traded.
And I found out about that when I was doing stuff for the upcoming Chicago Dog season for IMS. And I'm like, wait, what? She what?
Yeah.
And I had a buddy that was working with there, and he said, good riddance to her. I always thought, would think that she wasn't the best player on her college team. And I was like, well, okay, that's an opinion.
Yeah. But regardless, hey, thank you for everyone that is tuning in and, not so much anymore on the YouTube, but I do appreciate you, tuning in. It has been a very fun Monday Mayhem here on WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Andrew Mighty Man Scheid. New home on Fox Sports. Fox Sports! Later, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Stay warm because it's apparently going to turn Smurfy. Anyway. Later, y'all.